Violet Archer. Violet Louise Archer, April 24, 1913, February 21, 2000, was a Canadian composer, teacher, pianist, organist, and percussionist. Born Violet Balestreri in Montreal, Quebec, in 1913, her family changed their name to Archer in 1940. She died in Ottawa on 21 February 2000. Education and teaching career. Archer earned an LMUS from McGill University in 1934 and a BMUS from McGill in 1936, where she studied composition with Douglas Clark. She traveled to New York City in the summer of 1942, where she studied with Béla Bartók. She taught at the McGill Conservatory from 1944–1947. Later in the 1940s, she studied with Paul Hindemith at Yale. She earned a BMUS from Yale in 1948 and an MUS also from Yale in 1949. From 1950–1953, Archer was composer in residence at the University of North Texas. From 1953 through 1961, she taught at the University of Oklahoma. Returning to Canada in 1961 for doctoral study at the University of Toronto, she set that aside when, in 1962, she joined the Faculty of Music at the University of Alberta. There she would become chairman of the Theory and Composition Department. She remained at the University of Alberta till her retirement. Her notable students include Larry Austin, Jan Randall, Alan Gilliland, and Alan Gordon Bell. Musical career. Archer built a career as a musician and composer in addition to her teaching. She played percussion with the Montreal Women's Symphony Orchestra from 1940 to 1947, a time period when major municipal orchestras were not admitting women to their ranks. In addition to percussion, Archer played clarinet and strings and worked in Montreal as an accompanist and organist. As a composer, Archer's prolific work of more than 330 compositions included traditional and more contemporary works for instrument and voice. Examples of her wide-ranging work include a 1973 comic opera, Escanerel, the film score for a 1976 documentary, Someone Cares, and experimentations with electronic music. Her music has been described as Archer is noted for her 90 compositions written for novice performers, which she wrote to encourage musicians and audiences of all levels to enjoy and understand key elements of modern music like harmony, melody, and rhythm. Awards and honors. Archer has received honorary degrees from McGill University 1971, University of Windsor 1986, University of Calgary 1989, Mount Allison University 1992, and University of Alberta 1993. In 1983, she was made a member of the Order of Canada. In Edmonton, the Violet Archer Festival in Edmonton in 1985 was the first festival to honor a living Canadian composer. She is memorialized at Violet Archer Park in the Park Ellen neighborhood of Edmonton. In Calgary, the Prairie Region of Canadian Music Centre Library is home to the Violet Archer Library, which holds over 20,000 scores. The Canadian indie rock band The Violet Archers is named for Archer. Selected works: 3 Concerti, Archer Piano Concerto, Christina Petroska-Quilico Piano, CBC Vancouver Orchestra, Sir John Eliot Gardiner, Conductor, Centradiscs CMC CD 15610. Women composers for organ, Barbara Harbach. Peterborough, N.H. Gasparo Records 294 2006. Ovation, Volume 2. Toronto, CBC Records, PSCD 2027-5 2002. Canadian Composers Portraits. Toronto, Centradiscs, CMC CD 8502 2002. Sinfonietta CBC Vancouver Chamber Orchestra, John Avison, conductor. Trio No. 2. The Hertz Trio. String Quartet No. 3. University of Alberta String Quartet. The Bell CBC Chorus and Orchestra, Jeffrey Waddington, conductor. Northern Landscapes, a tribute to Violet Archer, Sarah Muir, and Ann Nichols, performers with the Columbian Girls Choir and Chanteuses. Edmonton, 1997. Surrealistic Portraiture, Kenneth Fisher, saxophone, Martha Thomas, piano. Atlanta, ACA Digital ACD 20036, 2001. By a Canadian lady, piano music 1841–1997, Elaine Kaler, piano. Ottawa, Carlton Sound CD 1006, 2000. Assemblage, Charles Foreman, piano. Calgary, Unical CD 9501, 1995. Northern Arch, various artists, Edmonton, Arctos Recordings ARK 94001, 1994. Soliloquies for Changing BB and a Clarinets performed by Dennis Prime. Crossroads, James Campbell, clarinet. Toronto, Centridiscs/Centridiscs CMC CD 4392, 1992. Ballade, Charles Foreman, piano. Toronto, Centridiscs, CMC CD 1684, 1991. Hertz Trio. Calgary, Unical Records, 1991. Songs. À la Claire Fontaine Essay and Piano Birandall Music.